It's Lindsay Huddleston with SPS back in the building. Another SPS Monday Motivation. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. It was Madeline time. Got to chill out with my daughter. It was really great. Get to spend more time with her today on a field trip. Hey, that's a great feeling, man. Going back to when I was in school and to be able to go on a field trip. I can't believe it. You know, she's 11 years old, about to be 12, but still experiencing these daddy-daughter duties, and it's a great thing. So what is today's Monday motivation? It is don't front when you're up. Don't front when you're up. Yeah, I'm taking a page from the Urban Dictionary. I'm grateful for such a diverse group of people that follow the SPS Monday Motivation, but I want to check on that. Here she is just like clockwork. Good morning, Michelle. Looking forward to seeing you next Monday when I come down for the SPS Edge track and field tour. It's going to be an exciting time coming off that Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day in advance to, first of all, my mother, Patricia England, who's going to pop up probably later, and you as well, for you and your wonderful family. Thank you. It's going to be a good day today. And what I'm talking about is the idea of how we behave in good times, how we behave when we're quote-unquote up, how we behave when, you know, it's what we wanted to happen. You go to the Urban Dictionary, it says front, to act like you're to act like you are somebody else, to think and act like you're a badass when you're not. It says to get in somebody's face. It said, don't front, MF is what they say. Or more so to what my point, to deceive or attempt to deceive someone with false or disingenuous appearances, to appear before someone else in the sense that, well, that's the actual part. But what I'm talking about is that when we have these ups and downs in life, when we get on top, when it's happened the way we want, we act a certain way. When up, as much as you may want to forget when you were down, and even we talked about that last week, how psychologically we can compartmentalize and suppress things. As much as you want to forget when you're down, it's important to operate from a standpoint of knowing that life is about valleys and peaks. And while you're up, others may be down. So what does you showing that attitude or not fronting while you're up or being disingenuous to your past, struggles, it reminds you to be humble. And it also allows you to give others grace. Now, why is that important? Why is it important to give others grace? I got my brother Jack Tripper in the building. Donez Richards, right, my brother right here. How you doing, man? Great morning to you too, fam. Good to see you, man. I'm talking about how they front while they up. Nez, I don't got to explain to you. Cats act like they ain't never been down. Act like they ain't never had a tough time, And I think it's important that we remember that, because it's not just to say, oh, don't get in my face in front or don't act that way, but it's because of this. The law of karma. Karma is real. I can actually be protecting you from yourself if you believe what I'm talking about. And we talk about being able to give others grace and how important that is, right? And what do we define grace as? We'll get to that in a second. We define grace as this. Simple elegance or refinement of movement. That's someone moving gracefully. But really, number two, courteous goodwill. At least he has the grace to admit his debt to her. I've had the pleasure of knowing what you guys see as Jack Tripper but Donez for many, many years, been a good friend, a brother, and we have talks like this to where it's important because it goes back and forth. It's important how you're going to respond because karma is real. Now, some may say, oh, no, I don't want to get involved in that, but let me just talk about karma for a second. Karma operates on the principle that every thought and intention carries energy, which is consequences. That's right. When you up and you want to act a certain way, you want to be a certain way or almost forget about your past. But Lindsay, I overcame so much. I understand. I understand you overcame a lot and you don't want to go back to that place. But the reality is that life has its ups and downs and challenges, so you want to keep that in mind. Uh-oh, there you go. He dropping it already. He said self-esteem. He says the self-esteem. Yeah, they've been feeling a certain way for so long. So when you finally get up, you go act that way. Well, that sounds like some other issues that have to be addressed that mean that we're not functioning in the best light and how we should be functioning. I just want to help you with that. Talking about karma again, Nez, the word karma itself comes from the Sanskrit word kri, meaning to act. So basically how you act. And the concept of karma is this. It operates on the principle that every thought and action and intention carries energy. And this energy has consequences. So you can be excited about achieving your goal. You can be excited about the things you're doing. Actually, we got an urban term for that. You can stunt on them, right? You can stunt, Nez, to flash out, to gloat about it, or just plain show off for something expensive or well-wanted. basically mean to show off. Now, see, that could be a birthday party. That could be a celebration. It's a difference because you're saying, look, I'm so excited I did this, but that's not necessarily saying you have forgotten about from whence you came. But then the other part I keep talking about is giving others grace. Can you give others grace? Because, the reality is that it can be you. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the law of cause and effect extends to future lives, meaning that all the consequences of our actions and intentions influence our future. Now, if you want to look at how does this impact your family, how does this impact your legacy, they say, the sins of the father or the parents are placed upon the children. My grandmother would say the good things that my mom did, were for me, or what I did was a feather in my cap for my family. So I just want to talk about is I definitely don't want you to look past achieving your goals and celebrating your goals. I got a lot of things that when I check off the box, I want to celebrate. I want to be happy. But it's still not to do it in a way where I'm going to front and act as if I wasn't down before. Somebody once said they never post eviction notices online. That's right. We never post or celebrate our failures or our lows. But I'm here to talk about we can both have highs and lows in life and still have a level of esteem. Because check it out. If you don't front when you up, that gives you a level of humility and level of grace and level to be able to carry yourself with a level of self-esteem, as Donnell said, as Jack Tripper says on here, when you're down, when it's not going the way you want. I'm a firm believer in a restaurant. If I get great service, I ask for the managers just like I would if I, had bad service. I got that from my mom. Shout out to moms with that. But the whole point being is that because I know I acknowledge good service, I have no problem and I feel comfortable if I want to acknowledge service I don't feel is up to par or deserving of the place that I'm at. So my point being is, guys, don't front when you up. But Lindsay, man, I just want to say, okay, you can stunt, but have some grace, man. Because what you're going to do when the tables turn, and I'm not saying that extreme thing you're celebrating is going to, end or not happen, but life has its different moments. It may be the one thing you're celebrating, but you may have a totally different scenario of something where you kind of low. And you may need it. You ever been somewhere and you saw somebody and you glad you didn't treat them a certain way because they are the gatekeeper or the key holder, and you know what? Sometimes it's not always somebody with this big position, with this big title. It may be someone who's a line worker. It may be somebody who's right there in what society deems as just a normal, regular job. But at the end of the day, these are humans. I don't know anybody who gets up in the morning and goes to their job and say, man, because I'm not happy with my job, this is the person I am. Everybody wants to be respected. Everybody wants to be valued. So if you don't front while you're up and you carry this grace, man, when you have a snag or a hiccup or somebody say, oh, he didn't know, or she didn't know that they were getting ready to have a little trouble with this situation. What about that time when somebody pull you to the side and say, hey, man, Nez, I know your personality. I know when it comes to karma, you got a lot of good karma, brother. I'm not just saying that because you're my guy, but I just know your personality. You put so much goodwill out into the world, so you probably got a lot of people who will be willing to step aside. Good morning, Latoya Max. She says she loves this message. I'm grateful that you do. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, you want to have that goodwill. You ever had somebody say, hey, man, let me holler at you for a second. They may be a stranger. Hey, man, you don't want to do that because this will happen. Or watch out for them. Or it may even be the person on the highway that waves you like, hey, man, the police on the other side of this hill. You better slow down. So my point being is don't front while you're up. Yeah, you can stunt. You can celebrate, man, I had a good time. But you can do it with grace. You can do it with grace. You can stunt and be grateful for what you've achieved and not look down on others. And to Jack Tripper's point, it's that self-esteem when you say, oh, yeah. But what about the part where you say, man, they did me, I can't wait to put it in their face. That's cool. But just because somebody did you dirty don't mean you can't have a little grace as you excel. Just because someone didn't operate and respond to you the way they want. I got a good friend, Vernon Richard, said, Lindsay, you always turn over every stone. That's right. I try. I look. I check things out. And even if they don't happen, I don't turn around and hold this attitude that, I got some ill will towards them. Say it is what it is. Allow me just to move and be graceful. And that's what I want from my friends and family out here who are checking in today. I want people to be able to enjoy their lives, deal with all the ups and downs, and do all these things. And that is appreciated. So with that being said, guys, I won't keep you too long. I thank you guys for checking in and taking the time. But just remember, don't front while you're up. Doesn't mean that you don't deserve the accolades. Doesn't mean that you don't deserve the blessings that come for you for what you've achieved. But just have a little grace because what? What's that word again we'll go back to? That one thing. Karma is real. What you put out comes back. So that time when you up, that may be the time that, the universe is judging you the most. How is this person going to act when they get this high level of achievement? How is this person going to act when they get this blessing? Are they going to have some grace? They're going to act as if they've never been in the valley before. With that being said, I want you guys to say at the top, and even if you're in the valley, keep your head up, because there's another way to go up if you just keep moving. With that being said, guys, this is Lindsay Ellis with SPS. I want to wish you guys another Monday. Happy Monday Motivation. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for supporting. The best. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great year. And have a great life. See you guys in a minute. Peace.